Hello, Bob. Good afternoon.
Good
Um,
afternoon, Mark. It's a beautiful day.
yes, it is. It's a beautiful day in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm here at the B2B Marketing Exchange with Jillian Ryan from eMarketer, Principal Analyst.
Oh, hello.
Hi. So we're sitting here. You will hear noise in the background because we are live on the floor around B2B, around the B2B MX breakouts. So, Jillian, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day.
Super excited to be with you guys.
Now, I have a basic question,
Sure.
simple. Why are you here?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite B2B events that I get to attend. As an analyst at eMarketer, my role is to cover the trends in B2B marketing, advertising, sales. I talk to vendors, I talk to the agencies and consultants, and most importantly, I talk to the brands. And this is a hot spot for all of that, where I get the opportunity to come meet the folks that I spend a lot of time talking to, meet the folks who write the research that I spend a lot of time reading, and have really productive conversations, and sometimes a glass of wine as we have those conversations.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I'm here too. I mean, I've been dealing with the B2B Marketing Exchange and Sal and the crew and Andrew for I think over 6 years.
Wow.
I've been in this
You're
a
more
long
of a
time.
veteran than I am.
But
it's only my second year.
But the cool thing about it is that from any other conference, and there used to be some older conferences around San Francisco, different ones around, but I love it here because you have like 1,200 people that matter.
Yeah.
And of the 1,200 people, whether they're CX level or they're the bottom marketer, everybody is approachable.
Yeah.
And they're here. Even my booth, I mean, I'm Be to Lead. We're a lead gen company. We support a lot of the people here behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the cool thing is that I learned so much.
Yeah.
And everybody's approachable and everybody's willing to have a conversation. And, you know, if you're going to spend the money to learn, you might as well learn from the best.
Yeah, and I love the fact, I mean, obviously the content here is great. They have several different tracks.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm talking on stage tomorrow in the ABM in action track. But even beyond the content, when you step outside of the room, I feel like some of the most valuable exchanges are the ones that are happening in the marketplace. Are the meetings that you set up with someone that you've never met in person but have been working with for years, and being able to get to know someone face to face, share lunch with someone. Those meetings I think are the most productive out of anything.
Are you a sports enthusiast at all or anything?
So I actually, but it depends on what sport.
No,
I can talk baseball and I can talk football.
Okay, so I'm going to talk basketball for 30 seconds.
I'm 6 foot tall, so I used to be a center.
So one of the things you just said triggered something that I saw last night.
Yeah.
So let's put this in reality. Last night was the Kobe Bryant funeral memorial with his wife and Jimmy Kimmel heading it up and all these athletes. And Jimmy Kimmel said something that triggered me. And a lot of it reminds me of, it's scary, but B2B Marketing Exchange.
Okay.
And what reminded me of it was there's only a few places, and he called it church, that you stand up and high five someone you have no freaking clue who they are, and you're in there together. And it's a sporting event or like a church or synagogue or something religious where they want to give you that hug or whatever it is. So that's how it is here. You see a lot of old friends, but every year I've attended here, I've made new friends and expanded my industry network. It's like SneakerNet versus LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because you really meet these people, and you can't be as open until you shake someone's hand in my world.
Totally. As you were saying all of that, the word community comes to mind for me.
Yeah, very much.
And it really is everybody here, and the great part is the vendors here are also marketers. So they're going through the same pain points that the actual brands are.
Right.
Everybody here is trying to market their product.
We try to eat our own dog food, right?
Yeah, well, I prefer drinking your own champagne. It's a little bit more classy. But yeah, everybody here has the same goal, which is to figure out how to get people to buy their product, how to resonate, how to have the message, get across in a engaging and strategic way. And I think that really does foster a level of community here that's exciting. It's palpable.
Great. So that leads me into the next question of this interview is that tomorrow you're going to be in ABM in action.
Yes, I am.
And you're a principal analyst, so you love your research and you love to see how things are going and the trends. But what do you want to tell me? Like, why should they be there for you? What are you giving differently than the other people within the industry, whether it's a white paper or Topo or whomever that's out there promoting something?
Totally. So one of the best parts of my job is the fact that as an analyst, I get to take a really high level view of things. I get the time to actually think. Like that's what I'm paid to do, is to have conversations with the people that are in the trenches and do that, times 20 and find out what the essential themes are. What's making everybody stay up at night? What are the things that everybody's struggling with? What are the successes that everybody has? So my job still. And for the presentation tomorrow, I'm going to be on stage with Terminus, a vendor in the ABM space, and myself and their VP of Marketing, Justin Keller, are going to do kind of a fireside chat type presentation rather than just cramming slide after slide after slide.
That's great. That's
we want to sit there and really have a philosophical conversation about what's next for ABM. Let's take stock of how the trend or how the I don't think it's a tactic. I think it's a strategy. So how the strategy has been entrenched within B2B marketing for the last few years. Where is it now? And what do we think is coming up for the future?
Well, you're
Can't
the
give
best.
too much away there.
I was just going to say, you're the best straight woman I've seen, because my next question really evolves into the next step of what is the future? Because we see a lot of things in the ABM world, and I really hate the words ABM or letters.
I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
It's really like account-based everything, and I don't like Craig's words either, so I like just account-based.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. But you've got artificial intelligence. You've got Bombora hitting the market with intent data, which has been around for a while, but now it's productized. You've got the customization of a Terminus or an Engagio. You've got, there's a lot of cool stuff happening in B2B. It was never cool. It's always B2C is the cool stuff.
B2B is sexy. I've always said that.
Yeah,
it's getting sexier with every year. But when I think about what's next, I feel like your point's so valid. There's always a new technology. There's always a new way to use data. And all of that is important. B2B marketers have to pay attention to that. But when I think about what's next, I feel like it's that you shouldn't get lured into the new thing that a vendor's trying to sell you. Really take a step back, think about your organization's goal, and figure out what you need to do from like a transformation change management perspective to be able to adopt a new technology that's going to enable your marketing.
That's brilliant. And I know I shouldn't have to tell you that, but that you live it, I see it. I spoke to a woman today, company matter, but the one thing that we talked about was really what you're just talking about. And I'm going to put it in different words.
Sure.
Foundation.
Yeah.
So
laying the brick.
Right. Because if the CXO, CMO, CFO, whoever your investors, they don't understand that ABM isn't something that takes foothold and is ROI driven tomorrow.
Oh, no.
It's something that has to become a cultural difference to be taught, to be learned, and knowledge. It's not just like, let's fill the top of funnel. And one thing I always like, and my CEO always used to say, ABM isn't an or. It's not ABM or top of funnel or HQL. It's ABM and. So you've got to be like Stratego, a very cool game where you're going to
I love Stratego.
There you go, man.
My dad.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to flank everybody, and you have to have all these pieces moving in the right direction to make this stuff work.
Yeah. I was going to try to do a metaphor to protect the flag, but I couldn't come up with one. But I totally agree.
But that's the customer. That's your win. That flag.
I guess that's true too. It's like thinking about how do you service the flag, your account,
right?
Your logo,
influencers, everybody around.
But I think the point is, and this is what Justin and I are going to talk about tomorrow, is that an accounting strategy is kind of the high level, and it needs to govern down to everything that you do. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we've seen B2B companies manage that and how some haven't managed it all that well, and what that means moving forward in terms of adoption, in terms of the hype cycle, and in terms of where do we go next within B2B marketing, not just EDM.
Yeah, no, that's leading edge, because right now, I think 3 years ago, people couldn't spell ABM and didn't even know what it was until like the bobbleheads of Craig Rosenberg, and I use John Miller and Craig because I know them personally, said the words. And then, the Engagios came on the scene, setting a trend. Now people are starting to get a little bit of traction. They know how to spell it. They sort of know what it is, but they still haven't gotten that whole hand around influencers versus target and what a real target is. Like that old consulting model of best customer modeling. And they're getting there. I think they're getting, so the stuff you see here is really great for the content.
And I think that all of the tech that you mentioned can enable that.
Right.
And I'm not saying that that B2B companies don't need that technology. They do. But before they adopt it, they need to get their, like you said, foundation in order.
Yeah.
What are we trying to achieve? How much money do we have to spend? Can we do this long term, or are we just doing a pilot? Like, answering those kind of internal questions first is the most important
This is
part.
not a stick your toe in the water thing.
No.
This is definitely your commitment.
Yeah. I mean, it can be for a pilot.
Yeah.
To start. But if you're going to do this long term, you have to really, you have to change the way you do everything.
I totally agree. And that's what I see from my clients who are, B2B people, and they're, I'm supporting people to try to do these leads, and they hand me some ABM list, and we go, I'm sorry, why do you only want 2 people per domain? That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And, I gave you a lead, but they're already in your database, and you want to exclude it because you don't realize that they're looking at you again? That's important.
Yeah. That's kind of like the high sign that you're getting that engagement, that there's that surge potentially happening.
That's real intent.
Yeah.
The heck with intent data. That's intent. Someone wants to see your stuff. So, hey, Bobby, I love this conversation. I love talking to these people. I love Jillian and her insight. I definitely am going to show up at her talk tomorrow at ABM in Action. Do you have any other final questions before we head out?
I think that's great. I'm enjoying you guys, and I'm sad I'm not there. I've been for the past probably 3 or 4 years, or 4 or 5 years probably. Jillian, what are some of your favorite people? Some of the things that you've run across so far at the event that you can share with me and some of the other folks that are not able to come.
So, Jillian, he wants to know what are the cool things that you've seen at the event so far?
Yeah. Has been spectacular thus far. I was just in Brian Fanzer's. I only got to catch the first half of it because we had to record. But as a millennial myself, I always, like to hear how we're doing, how we're making buying decisions. So that's kind of been the highlight for me thus far.
That's great. And I'm gonna try to end this unless you have something else, Bob, because we are ready for a huge crowd of probably 200 people in front of us. It's going to get really noisy. So,
excellent.
Anything else?
Well, thank you both. It's been very entertaining and informative.
Awesome. Glad to be here.
Thank you. And TechConnectr, thank you very much for helping be the lead, and Jillian and eMarketer put this all together for the B2B Marketing Exchange. You have a great day, Bobby.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.